Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am showing you guys how to get this glowy foundation look. I mean, look at it. It just looks so radiant and fresh, and it's perfect with spring coming up and Valentine's Day. If you don't want to really rock the heavy foundation look, this is a great foundation combination to use. So I obviously explain everything in the video, but I pair it with this very subtly blue eye. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but it's just enough to make you go, ooh, I see you, blue. And again, I've paired with a nude lip. I don't know why, but I'm going through this very, very light nude lip phase, and I'm not quite sure why. So if you guys are interested to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so we're gonna start with brows. Gonna do my Browvo conditioning primer, and then I'm trying out a new pencil that came in my BoxyCharm. Yeah, my BoxyCharm box. This is the It Cosmetics brow powder, and this one's in the shade Universal Taupe. Here's what this guy looks like. You know, started off by brushing my brows up, out of place, into place. This is a weirdly shaped tip though. It's like oval shaped. Can you see that? I don't know, it's weird. Don't know how to describe it, okay. You know, I meant to talk to you guys while I was doing all this, and then I just totally got, well, distracted, to say the least. I don't know how I feel about this powder, this pencil. This is not a powder. Also, I feel like it's really dark. I don't know. It doesn't look that dark, but maybe it's because I prefer to fill my brows in a little bit on the lighter side. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like my brows look way more thick than they normally do. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it once I finish the rest of my face. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes using my Tarte Shape Tape concealer, because like I said, this tends to be what I use it for. I'm gonna use this little miniature Real Technique sponge to blend this all out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyes using this brush. And I'm going to be using as my powder today the Too Faced Peach Perfect mattifying powder. This is just kind of gonna be the one I'm reaching for. Don't really have a specific reason why. It's just what I've been feeling lately. This is, by the way, an e.l.f. Cosmetics small tapered brush. I think it's meant to be for like highlight and stuff. That stuff just smooths your skin out so nice. So today for my eyeshadow palette, I am trying out the KathleenLights Dream Street palette that she did with ColourPop. This is what it looks like on the inside. This looks so gorgeous, and I'm really loving the blues. I don't know, I'm really feeling it. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to take this light peachy kind of shade, and I'm going to take, I want you to know, I want something a little bit fluffier. This guy, this is a Morphe M441 brush, and that one is the shade Magical, and I'm just going to lightly buff this up and into my crease. I think I'm gonna do some of the blue on the outer corner. I don't know, it's just kind of what I'm feeling right now. This color definitely reminds me a lot of if you mix Beaches and Cream with Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. If you mix those two, you'd kind of get that shade. That's all blended. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this shade over here, which is called Shooting Star. It's a little bit of a brownish kind of shade. I'm gonna take this guy on the same fluffy brush I was just using, and I'm just going to build up my outer crease. Yes, this is predominantly staying in my outer crease. I would rather it, you know, chill over there. I'm using my same Morphe M441 brush to do so. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Morphe E22, and I'm going to take the blue shade in here, which is called Water Bear, and I'm just going to very, very lightly tap this brush, tap off all the excess, because when working with colors like this, you gotta be really careful. And I'm just going to start building it up in my outer corner. Now I know it looks kind of washed out and weird right now, but you want to start off with a little bit of color and build up, build up, build up. Because if you go in with too much pigment at once, one, it'll be really hard to replicate on the other side. Like, it'll be really hard to even all of it out, you know? And two, because this makes it much easier to control the pigmentation, to make sure you're not overdoing it too much, you know? Just gonna build up the intensity a little bit more. And now what I'm going to do, shader, a little pencil brush. This is a Morphe R41. I'm going to dip it into the Waterbury shade. I'm just going to build up in the socket and this kind of outer corner area like that. Just because I want it to be built up around the lash line, you know? And then again, just going back in with the brush I just used to blend all that out with no extra product. And just blending. Trying to decide if I want to do something softer on the center of my eye, or I feel like my camera's having a weird time focusing. Trying to decide if I want to go something really metallic or something softer. I'm going to try the soft, and if I'm not a fan of it, I'll go over it with the metallic. So, going to go in with this shader brush into the shade Moony. Just gonna pick it on up. Ooh, that is beautiful. I don't know. Do the other side and take a minute to figure it out. So I think that's really pretty, but I do feel like I want a little bit of shimmer, so I am gonna go into this guy in the bottom corner here, which is called Kaleidoscope. It's just this really pretty reflective silverish kind of color. And I'm just taking the littlest amount. And just, you know, lightly dusting it all over just to amplify Moony a little bit more. And I'm just going with a little bit extra Moony. Just kind of soften up into the crease where I put that original orange. Peach color, you know. And for mascara today, I'm using the L'Oreal Lash Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. I don't know, everyone raved about this all summer. It never really caught my eye that way. You know, but everyone's looking for something different in a mascara. I just got that all over my lid. For primer today, I'm gonna be trying out that is so hard to read, isn't it? The Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. Pores No More Luminizer Primer. I don't think I've tried this out yet. No, looks like I haven't. If I have, I must have cleaned off the tip really well, so, you know. I'm just going to predominantly place it, well, that is very reflective, in my pore areas. I'm gonna leave this a little bit for a minute. Woo, look at that glow I've got going. Okay. And today I'm trying out again the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid. I am going to mix in with this actually. A tiny bit of the Anastasia Liquid Glow, and this one's in the shade Perla. I'm gonna mix a little bit together because I want to be a little bit glowy. A lot of you are saying that you felt like the color wasn't that off on the Milk foundation. It's not that off, but I think if you were with me in person, you would notice it's just a little bit weird. Okay. So I have added just a little bit of that highlight in the middle of it there, just a tiny dollop. I don't want it to be too much because I don't want it to affect the color, you know. And I'm just going to start applying it to my face. And I'm going to take my beauty blender and just go ahead and buff this out. So I would love to hear what you guys are wanting to see in terms of videos, just because I feel like a lot of people tend to comment and be like, oh, this video was great, I love these kinds of videos. It's like, okay, great. I'm just curious if there's anything in particular that you guys are, why is this being so weird with the coloring? I don't know why my lights keep like doing weird things lately, but they've been doing it, and I'm sorry. I had a completely different video that I was going to put up on Friday instead of the first impression on this foundation, and what happened was the lighting got all weird. See that? I guess it's a little bit better. Blended all of it out. I do feel like it looks nice and glowy this way. I think while I like things that are matte finish, I just need to know that they will also work when you do something like this, when you add a liquid highlight to them. Because then it will just, you know, make everything a little bit better. And now, I'm going to take this ColourPop highlighter. This is in the shade Glazed. I'm going to do my cheekbone. This has just been a thing for me lately. I don't quite know why, or why it started with me. I really don't. But since I am going for such a glowy and radiant look, I just figured since to add a little bit of liquid highlight. I really like this glazed one, especially for like fair skin like mine. This stuff's just really great. Especially with a beauty blender, you just build and build and build. I'm just gonna lightly push this all into my forehead up here. And a little bit on my chin down there. Just make me a glowing goddess. I feel like I look especially pale in this lighting today. Like I said, not quite sure why I'm so pale today, but I am. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with the same powder on a, come here you, on a Sigma Duo Fiber F50. I'm gonna go ahead and set my entire face. I really like using duo fibers for powders for setting, you know, just because I feel like they work really nice. Oh, it's a good thing I started with my forehead. Do you know why? Because I didn't do my concealer, did I? I'm going to be trying the Bye Bye Under Eye, just a tiny bit of it. I don't want a whole bunch. Just, you know, enough to, I've heard a little bit goes a long way with this stuff, so I'm just going to take a little dollop here and a little dollop here, just there and there. I'm going to go back into my, okay, back to powdering my face. So I'm just going to grab my original powdering brush that I used for my eyes. Just really quickly set that into place and also get really tight around my nose. Here's what I love about this. I've had people say in the past, or I've heard people say in the past, you know, you can't use a mattifying powder with anything luminous. It's gonna cancel it out. Well, as you can see, you can still see the glow coming through. It's toned down a bit. So I think if you're gonna do that, it's great, it's fine. You just gotta make sure that you're going over it again with some kind of a highlight to keep it nice and in check. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and contour very, very lightly. I'm gonna contour using the Fiona Stiles Bronzing Sun Veil in Ahiko. Just a really nice, cool, it's almost kind of what I wish Hoola Bronzer looked like on me, but this is a lot more cool tone than Hoola Bronzer. Hoola Bronzer is a lot more orangey on me. And then I'm just hugging along that liquid highlight, toning it down a little bit. I just want a little bit of chisel, not too much. And I'm just gonna dab a little bit to fill in up here, give some extra shading. About to blend in a second, don't worry. Now for bronzer, I'm gonna go on using the Too Faced, that reflection, the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. I kind of wish Too Faced would come out with another one of these, you know, in a slightly different shade. Morphe M551 brush. It's like a giant paddle brush, basically. Just gonna pick up bronzer. Just going to very lightly bronze my face. I'm just gonna dab a couple times and then just lightly add it there. Add it there. And then just, you know, just a little bit here. And here. Okay. And I'm going to really quickly go back into this so I can blend out my forehead, not bronze it. Blend out my forehead just a little bit more. And then just make sure that all this is blending. Perfect. For blush, I'm also going with the Too Faced blush unintentionally. This is the Sweethearts blush in Peach Beach. Just a nice, soft, peachy kind of one to tie back into the peach in my crease. Using this brush that I've had for so long that the name has completely rubbed off of it. Just going to swirl it in all of the colors, tapping off the excess. Because this is shimmery, I'm concentrating it mostly on the apples of my cheeks and then just swirling it up like that. Totally easy. I am going to go really quickly back into the Dream Street palette and into the shade Moony, that one back down here. And I'm just going to very quickly take the same shader brush from before that I used with it and just going to highlight the brow bone. When it comes to highlighting your brow bone, you kind of want the high point of it. That's where you want the majority of the product to be. So I concentrate here and then just kind of brush the rest out. For highlight today, I am trying out, and I'm really excited to try this out because I've had it for ages in my drawer. But this is the Laura Geller Diamond Dust Bake Gelato Swirl Illuminator using a Morphe R36. This has got an iridescence to it, which does kind of make me a little nervous. It does definitely give off a pinkish tone to it. I just wanted to slightly amplify the highlight I had already put down. I had planned for this video to be a little bit more chatty than it actually ended up being, but it's okay. We're all good. Of course, I'm going to really quickly set my face before I go in and do my lips. That was just the Milani Make It Last. Got a couple of different lips, but I'm not quite sure. I think I might do those guys. So first I'm gonna go in with the Bare Minerals Gin Nude liquid lipstick. This guy is in the shade Hemp. My lips are like ridiculously chapped right now, so this is probably not gonna look amazing. This is the same Rock Alter Ego lipstick that I mentioned in the first impressions video. I don't know, I've been really liking it as a topper. Ooh, I like it a lot better with this lipstick than with the Dose of Colors ones I did it with before. Ooh. Okay guys, so that's the finished look. I like how it turned out. I really do like this KathleenLights palette though. I think this is a great palette, especially for the price. It's what, like 16 bucks or whatever. I think this is definitely worth trying to get your hands on. But I think this is definitely the standout product of the collection for sure, in my opinion. I would love to see Kathleen get to design a highlight with ColourPop just because I know she's done so much work with them over the years. It'd be great to see her do highlights. But anyway, so I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. I upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on my channel. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.